Otim, we're back for episode 2 of the NiNe podcast. I almost forgot what it was called for a second.
2 episodes in.
All right, so just as a little precursor, we are trying to set some boundaries for ourselves, and we're going to set like a timer for these episodes to be exactly 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and click start, and we can kind of jump in. All right, dude, so what are we talking about today? What is today's episode titled?
We're talking about objective personality. We're just gonna dive in, give an overview, objective our perspectives on it.
Yes.
And just take a look under the hood.
Awesome. So what we're gonna do is Otim and I have 3 major questions about objective personality that we're gonna answer. And then after we've kind of answered these, very generic questions, we're going to dive into a bit more personal opinions of OP and what we think about it and like what the benefits are and those type of things. Awesome. All right. So the most important question is, what the heck is objective personality? What is it?
It's a typology system which kind of birthed from MBTI. But it's, let's say, an updated version that aims to have a more scientific approach to typing people. It was developed from kind of years of observations from the creators, Dave and Shan Powers. Wait, I don't know if they're married. I don't want to... But
let's assume they're married, but they're probably in a partnership. They're in a partnership.
Yeah. And years of observations led them to, the idea that, okay, why don't we set up a possible double-blind scenario when we're typing people so that it's like there's more validity in people's types, because it's very unlikely for us to see the same thing. It's ridiculous. I can't remember what the odds are of them seeing the exact same type, but it's insane. So it's
like 90%. 90% hit rate, basically. 90% accuracy.
That's what exactly. That's what they were aiming for. That was the standard, and that's where the name came from, objective personality, because they were trying to go for a more objective approach.
So it's kind of like, it's basically just a systemized way of categorizing personality, right? In a series of types. So they're able to objectively track 512 personality types amongst human beings. So everyone kind of fits into one of these categories, and depending on where you are, kind of then can define certain traits about yourself. It's incredibly fascinating. So next question is, where did it come from? Like, where did OP come from? You kind of touched on it a little bit.
I kind of so
I'm gonna
just merge that.
You merged all these 3 questions into one.
I'm so sorry.
That's fine, man. Don't apologize. So as Otim said, it originated from basically the thoughts and observations from a Swedish psychiatrist named Carl Jung, or Carl if you're Aussie, Carl Jung. And he was like, he died like in the 1950s or something. He's old. He's old. I think he was born in the late 1800s. But anyway, he was a psychiatrist that treated many people. He was actually involved in World War II, treating soldiers. But he, over his years of being a psychiatrist and psychologist, basically had these observations about people and started creating these definitions for specific behaviors he was seeing, like intuition, sensing, thinking, and feeling. And basically seeing that people are a combination of those things.
And he wrote a book. His book's awesome. It's called Psychological Types.
I think he's written many books.
He's wrote a lot of books, but I think the main, the big one is like Psychological Types. That's a good book to read if anyone's interested.
And so from that, it kind of, and many people have tried to kind of then dive deeper into it, work more upon Carl Jung's work, like MBTI and other personality systems. But I think objective personality has been the probably the most verbose way of categorizing Carl's work, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is that a good way to explain it?
Verbose. I don't really know exactly what that means, but
Okay.
I get what you're saying though. It's a rigorous. It's like the most rigorous approach.
It's the most. I don't want to say the word accurate because that's gonna upset a lot of people, but it's so far the most accurate that I think is out there right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so quickly, how did you find OP? How did we find OP?
Yeah, I mean, we were both super early onto it.
Yeah, we've been there from like the first month it opened.
I can't remember it.
July 2018.
Yeah, I think it was even
July
earlier.
2018.
I was there earlier because I got typed in March.
Okay.
But I can't remember. I don't know when the Facebook group opened. Maybe the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It was the middle of 2018 somewhere. Probably the earlier half of it, 2018. We both kind of there from the beginning.
Yes, and I was waiting for OP to come out because December of 2017, Dave Superpower, the channel, they like put out a video. It was like a trailer video to like Objective Personality because I used to watch his stuff before, so I was subscribed. But he was inactive for years, so then I saw them put this trailer up. I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" Like,
yes.
So I was kind of anticipating something.
Yeah.
And then that's when he started uploading videos in 2018, and I was like, "Oh, I've been waiting for this. It was awesome." Yeah, and I sounds like it's similar for you.
Yeah. So I remember the same thing. Like I discovered his channel right around the time when he uploaded that channel trailer. I was kind of in the MBTI. I got really deep into MBTI, Myers-Briggs.
Yes.
And I was like just researching everything about it. You know, I thought I was an INFJ. I basically confirmation biased myself into thinking I was an INFJ.
You do have INFJ vibes, though. I have to admit. Like. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take credit. Thank you. You call me organized, basically. Thank you. Yeah. But and I was like, I got to the point where I was like, I'm sick of this. There's no new information. You know, I need more. Yeah. I need to consume something that's more real. And then I came across Dave Power's YouTube channel. The end.
Yeah, and that was it. The rest is history. And the thing is, same as you, when I found like OP, I stopped looking at other systems. I was like, this kind of gives me what I want. It's more like rigorous. It's more
and it's
like
evolving
reliable.
System. Like they're finding new patterns. Yeah. They're finding new trends. There's just so much information here, like that just didn't exist in other systems.
Exactly. Yeah. So same with me. So the rest was history.
Yeah, and we obviously found each other through OP, through just I guess having various interactions in the groups. I actually remember the very first thing you said to me in the group. Well, wait. I don't remember it word for word, but I remember the impact it had. Basically, I wrote something. I had a post out there. I just put a post in the group, and you responded in such a sassy way. You were like making fun of me.
No.
But it was so great. Like I loved it so much. I'm like, fuck, this guy's awesome. He's not afraid to just like tear into my FI. I'm like, fuck yeah. No.
I can't even remember. I can't remember what it was.
And I can't I need to go back. Like, and I have to go back and dig this out now. All I remember is the concept of what happened. I don't remember the physical words. But you basically called me out in front of everyone, and I was like, fuck, this guy's awesome. So massive respect. Keep doing it.
I don't know what it was. It's I remember I thought when you first came around, I was like, oh man, this guy's like a happy-go-lucky person. Like this guy's just a positive person. I didn't know what your type was.
Interesting.
And then I found out your type later. But I just felt like, wow, this person is just a positive, happy-go-lucky person. That was my impression.
Thank you, sir.
I felt like you were like you came in and you wanted good vibes. Cause like early days, there was quite like some people were like really I don't want to name it. Fuck it. You know, like Shannon Young. Like some people were like really like hypercritical and like more like coming in for a rigorous, accurate system. Some people were like coming in for like the kind of positive, like okay, like let's make a good community. You seem more like that.
And some people are coming in to just basically criticize the shit out of it and tell everyone that they're wrong and this is dumb.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's where the drama was, and I love the drama.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, that's where like a lot of some people left because they weren't
No,
like
exactly.
they didn't stick around for it. So yeah, and the drama was spicy. It was always fun.
It's spicy. All right,
Yeah.
so let's kind of dive into our own thoughts here. We've typed out some points each. Maybe we should just maybe take turns and like jumping into a different point or observation that we feel about.
Yeah, sounds good.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah. So I mean, you'll agree with this. We've like spoke about this, but OP is like a really good self-development tool. It's like, I think that's
exactly.
It's not just, oh, here's your type. There's a lot of that Dave and Sean provide of like, how do you work with that type? What kind of philosophies do you need to adopt in like how you go about life to like manage your deficiencies and things like that. It's like growth mindset is like placed inside of it. So it is just a really good self-development tool. You have a structure and you have like guidance.
Yeah, I think that is probably the ultimate reason why why it's working, and why you and I are actually still very much involved in it.
Yeah.
Would you say that's your number one
100%.
reason? Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Because like we've spoken a little bit about the science aspect of it. To me, like it would still need to change quite a lot before it becomes like a grounded thing in science.
Yeah, it needs a lot of evolution,
for me,
for sure.
Yeah, but the self-development aspect is already there. Like that is where I'm like, but that's really good. Great. And the second aspect is like, this is like moving on to another point, but it's like relationships. Like we're friends.
Yes.
And like I have other friends, you have other friends in the OP. Like it's so easy to develop relationships
because of that growth mindset.
Get past
people. Yeah. People on the same page, same wavelength.
Yeah. Right? You can and you can cut through the small talk, the bullshit. You just get straight into the meat of like, oh, I'm having this problem, I'm having that problem.
Yes.
And
let's not get offended at what someone said. Let's just get to let's just get into the details. Exactly. Who cares if I call you annoying or something? It doesn't matter. Exactly. We're here for the information.
And the awesome thing is, if you call someone annoying, at least because it's OP, you can like explain where it's coming from. I find this annoying because of this. It gives you a language to like communicate those things. So it's like, damn, look at it objectively, right? You can build those relationships.
Man, you've basically like merged all the points I had into one.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
That's so good. How do you do that? That's amazing.
It's annoying. I don't want to do that because I want us to pace it out, but it just happens.
Yeah. Well, let me talk about like the language side of things. So that's one of the points I had, is that it's people can. It gives you a way to define certain behaviors about humans that we've never been able to describe before. So like, there are things that people do. There are certain behaviors in people. There are certain ways people think. There are certain ways people approach situations. And these are things that we don't think about generally in life, right? But OP really helps you define those things and put labels on them, and come to an agreement on how you've worked out a process.
Yes, dude, and it's insane because like what you're saying is like, I can't even put into words how important that is, because we don't realize how subjective our reality is. Like we're not aware of the way we do things, so we don't even have a way of thinking about it without language. That's true of like anything. If you don't have a language for something, you don't have as much awareness of it. So OP, like it's like just like you're saying, and that's so key because there's a lot of deal breakers in relationships with things that we don't understand about ourselves. But if we have a language for it, opens up so much.
So many people like break up because of disagreements, or they break up over something that they let's just go with disagreement, something they don't agree on. But objective personality helps you understand why they don't agree, and it helps you find common ground between your polarities, basically.
Exactly. It's things you can't just see. It's like, I don't know, like we've spoke about our differences, and it was amazing because I can see you doing something, but I will just assume, oh, he's thinking this. But you actually have a different internal processing. I won't know, but OP gives me a way of understanding it, because you can be like, no, this is TE, this is NE, and I'm like, oh, that's different, and that's what that is.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't. It's impossible for me.
So TE and NE, like for people that don't fully understand objective personalities, they are like two ways of categorizing the way people think. TE means extroverted thinking, and NE is extroverted intuition. So there are two differences between thinking. There's internal thinking and extroverted thinking, and there's introverted intuition and extroverted intuition. Don't want to go into the details. Maybe we can like cover this in a different podcast, but that's just to clarify, like if people don't fully understand the OP terms.
Yeah.
There's some definitions for you.
Yes.
One observation, and this will be my last. I noticed you got a lot of points, but I'm happy to dive into your points because we've still got about 10 minutes. Yeah. One observation that I have is that it really allows. Okay, so there's two aspects here. There's the community aspect. You get to be involved in a Facebook community because there's a few groups surrounding this. Which, by the way, the Facebook communities are great. Like, because everyone's so growth minded, it's just a really wholesome community. But one really cool thing about it is like having a type and having it on display. You're basically telling people like, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses. You're basically an open book, right? So people can judge you. People can say, oh yeah, you're going to be really shit at this, and this. Yeah, sure, right? But because it allows you to be so open, it allows you to be more yourself, a bit more free to be just you.
Yeah.
Like in other social situations, like you can't just be so open and free. You kind of have to judge where you sit in the tribe. You have to see like who are the people that take offense to things easily. Who are the people that I can like be weird around. Yeah. At least this is how I think about things anyway. Man, I don't know if people agree.
Fascinating.
I don't know if people agree.
It
allows you to be yourself.
Yeah.
And just one more point. I've noticed that this actually happens with many different types. Is once they have their type, they've posted it in the Facebook groups. People know like kind of a bit about themselves. That person, the people then start to kind of act into their types a bit more as well. Like they start being a bit more free. All the NE people just start sharing memes, more memes, and
it's liberating in a way. I was gonna say it's fascinating. I see your point. Actually, I've never thought of that, but I can actually see that. And my perspective was like almost the opposite. And I don't know if this is like an FE versus FI thing. But to me, it's like the fact that in the OP group, because people can point out, like they can see like, oh, this person's TI's Demon FE. I'm like, I feel this pressure that they're expecting me to fuck up in the FE, or I feel like they're expecting me to be clumsy with the SE. Whereas I feel more comfortable in real life because they have no prejudices over like what I'll be bad at. So I can peacock it freely. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But it's completely opposite. But it's what you're saying is also true though. But it's just like two different ways.
Yeah. So it's true, but it's for different reasons. But the outcome is the same, right? We have the same outcome, but just the process of your approach is different. Different approach, same outcome.
And I find stuff like that, just the way we just had those different things go on just now, that's awesome. Like I wouldn't have that perspective unless someone was using OP to explain that.
Right, exactly. So exactly. And using ourselves as an example, I think if we didn't know about OP, I think it would be actually really challenging for us to not develop a relationship, but it would take a long time to be able to agree on things. Or right?
Yeah, like things, because it'll be things that we don't see eye to eye. It would be like you wouldn't know how to make sense of it.
Right. Exactly.
But I don't know. I think we'd get along anyways, I feel like.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just overanalyzing.
Because a lot of times I'm not, there isn't anything you do that I'm like, oh, that's weird. That must be his. And then I'm saying like a certain function. Yeah, like there's no negative behavior that I'm like I have to explain it.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
wonder if it's just more of a.
Yeah.
It's more of a. Oh, that's interesting. Type reaction.
Yeah. Like, but and not in a bad way. Just like, oh, that's cool. Like, and that's it. Yeah. And I think, yeah.
I was gonna say. By the way, 5-minute warning.
Yeah.
Do you want to move on to one of your other points?
Yeah. My points are mainly to do with yours, but I think one awesome thing about OP, after you build these deep relationships, are like the meetups. The meetups are awesome too. I think it's just because it becomes a real life friendship too.
Right.
You can build connections. You can build connections with people across the world.
Exactly.
Like it's insane, and it's like it's so easy to do that, and it fits. It works. It's a good relationship system.
Shout out to Euro Meetup 2021 in October.
Yeah.
So that was an awesome experience because a lot of those people I had known through Facebook, through interacting through texts, through basically words in an application. That's how I got to know these people over many years. And just actually like then being able to see them in person, like it was such a chill, surreal experience. Everyone just got along so well. And it was good. It was a very good bonding experience.
Yeah, and it surprised me how easy it was to connect. Because I thought it would still be a little bit of like there's a barrier, but it wasn't. It was easy.
No, that's true.
Yeah. So the other point I have is more so the negative side of OP is there is like a double-edged sword where there is some toxicity, I think.
Yes.
So, it's a good tool, but just like a knife, you can use a knife to stab people. So sometimes I think people can use OP to judge people or like judge them or anticipate negative things about people.
That's true.
Yeah, and that's where like if someone comes into OP with a growth mindset, I think that's the best fit. But if you're not, that's where you get problems. So the person you are really does.
No, I 100% agree with that. Yeah. And I guess it's like. Yeah, it just goes down to show talk about like human behavior, right? Because these type of things happen in other areas too, like in schools, like religion as well. People use religion as a growth mindset or like a tool to grow, and other people use it as a way to
use it to 100% exactly. Yeah, it's human nature. Exactly.
So there's no wonder, and it's reasons like that OP can also be seen as a cult as well, because. It's a way of living, basically. And once you start defining a way of living with a set of rules and structure and stuff like that, that's when people can confuse it with a religion. Or a cult.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that OP is a cult at all. And I think people that think that is a cult are backwards minded.
Yeah.
They just need to understand that it's more just a way of communicating.
Yeah. And for me, especially, what makes it not a cult is how open Dave and Shan are. Like they're super open. Like they're like, this is what people understand. Like if you don't agree, fuck off. Like that's what they say, and that's like the opposite. It's opposite to cult mentality because you wanna groom people in. Like they don't do that. They're very like rough and like honest and like this is it. And I think that honesty is the difference. But like I think the only cultish behavior. I'm open to criticism to the system. I don't mind people poking at the system. I think sometimes if we're too, as a community, if we're too defensive to other people, that's where the outside can view us as a cult, I think.
No, that's true.
But I think it's fine. As a system, it's not cultish. You don't have to be something. It's just, but yeah, those are some good, some bad. But overall, that's my view on OP.
Awesome, man. Well, we have basically made it. We have 1 minute left, so I'm very proud of how well we've done and stayed on topic, I hope. Any last words to close this episode off?
Last words. This is a great first episode. I feel like we could have even spoken about more, but this was good. It was a nice overview.
Dude, let's be honest. If you and I have a conversation, like we will never stop talking.
Yeah.
There's always things that we can dive deeper into. There's always things that we can explore. which is great.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. But I think what we should do is we just need to capture these in other episodes.
Exactly.
So I'm sorry, folks. If you want more, you're gonna have to wait till the next episode.
Yeah, tune in. Yeah,
so please give us feedback. Let us know what you think of these. If you want more OP talk, if you want us to dive more into OP, happy to do so. But the next few episodes will probably be covering other systems, other tools, other productivity methods and tools, and any other kind of philosophies or beliefs.
Yeah, awesome. That's everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Enjoy your enjoy your.
It's February. It should be February.
Yeah, it should be February.
So in the future. I hope you guys had a good Christmas 2 months ago.
Yeah. Take care.
See you. Bye.